Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be getting started here in just a moment. I tell you, sometimes when I actually do the introductions like when I do feel like an airline pilot. That'd be quite good. I'd imagine significantly more pay, but thank you very much there, Gary. I shall dance within those coins tonight. You shall see the sparkle. Something of that nature, anyway. Yeah, so we will be doing the THD turn tomorrow, but I thought I just got the Dadman turn right now, and I'd be quite intrigued to see what actually happens regarding Java. So we'll be taking a look here at the Dadman turn, and we'll go with that then. How you doing there, Justice? Hello there, Evoken. Hello there, Paul. Watching one of the Pacific playing Mule. What's Mule, actually? That sounds pretty cool, actually. How you doing there, Felix? Good to have you, my man. Nice to see you. Nice. So we'll go ahead and we'll get things started in just a moment. Right, there we go. Yep, everything's alright and good. How you doing there, Bannon? Good to have you, my man. There we are. Okay. It should be relatively okay. How you doing there, Very Gamer? Awesome to have you, man. It should be okay. We don't have a tremendous amount going on this term besides the Java landings as such. We do have a couple things going on here and there. Beaches, man. Yeah. He's quite happy about the mines he's actually been able to hit us with. But in fairness, he hit the far less valuable invasion force. I mean, the cruise, the light cruisers actually hit the mines is obviously less than stellar. But they're on their way to Singapore. Ideally, they don't take a torpedo into the side. We should be good. I am sending out a heavy cruiser group, the Nachi, and 2 destroyers from Kopang. I'm not having them sent directly to their position. I think he's heading towards the pretty common place we do see him head down, just by the curve. Oh, we do have been occupied there. That's quite useful, actually. That's quite useful. Interesting, though, actually. Would that be held if he had forces at Moresby? Because I imagine he would... Surely he would have more AV at Moresby than we would have near Buna. You know, I've been saying about Aurora 4X for a while, actually. I tried so many times to get it working. I need to give it another try, actually. What version is Aurora 4X on now? It must be on version, like, 50 or something by now. Right, so we do see Sagiri over here. Sagiri. Attacking the KXI. Now, this should be shallow waters. We do have a Type 95 here. It's not the Type 95-2 modification 2, but this should do the damage that we need here. Sagiri. Yeah, we have seen a few hits there. We just need to penetrate and hit. It should be shallow waters there. And the beauty is if we can cause enough damage, he's going to have really nowhere to go, but we'll see about that. We have seen a number of ships actually in the area, so he might have actually gone ahead and finally sent in potentially MTBs or TBs, because we have seen a few ships in this area, but they could actually just be, like we're seeing submarines over here, it just could be like a couple submarines. But in fairness, there's a hell of a concentration of ASW in this area. We might actually take some hits, but we're going to cause quite a bit of damage to his submarines as well. He is trying to oppose us here at this landing. He's trying to make it difficult for us, but we just have a lot of ASW there. We have a lot of DDs in the area. We have a lot of actual PPs actually dedicated to the task of ASW, which is looking nice. Right, so we do see the KX XVII there. I need to learn my Roman numerology. How you doing there, Remius? Remisus? Good to have you, my friend. Remisus. There we go. Right, so, it was attempting to engage this force over here. We will be engaging in a deliberate battle there today. We will have... Yes, we do have our bombardment over here. So what we're doing here is we're going to use the 2 heavy cruisers to actually bombard. They're bombarded about 17,000 feet. I didn't want them to actually use their secondary guns. Though it looks like they might be using their secondary guns, actually. That's rather surprising. So maybe Keiko actually has slightly longer range, because they're set to 17,000 yards. So I'm not surprised they're using secondary guns as well. But that's not too bad. How long before you take Darwin? We're not taking a look at Darwin yet. Maybe in the future. What we'll be essentially doing when it comes to Darwin is moving in there to take the base and then we'd withdraw from the base, really. Oh, wow. Okay, so not too bad there. We actually do see some FK-51s on the ground. I was hoping it would be PPYs, actually. There we go. That's what we needed. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. So that is not bad at all there. We do actually hit the airbase supply. We hit the port supply there, port fuel, which is not too good. I would obviously like to take that fuel there. Supply is not too bad. Would be useful. We actually do knock out 2 guns here. 11 disabled. We have 1 engineer destroyed, 4 disabled. We have 1 non-combatant destroyed, 63 disabled. That's actually quite a fair number there, non-combatants disabled. The reason why we're doing this is because we wanted wanted to prevent him from building up fortifications again. So actually having a couple hits against the airbase and the port is actually pretty useful there. And it does actually cause some damage to his forces. There might be a potential follow-up bombardment in the daytime, not too sure about that one. Okay. So we do have additional forces landing. This will be the 2 regiments and the 8th Tanker Regiment, which will be quite nice. Yes, 5 planes hit is pretty good. They don't look to be too tremendously valuable. Surprised he hasn't moved them as of yet, though, but they might be potentially damaged. Okay, so we have 86 casualties there during the unloading process. They're only disabled, so they can't be recovered. We will be attacking deliberately here with up to 5 regiments and the 8th Tanker Regiment there as well. We should have a, I think it's another tank force, but it might be like a reconnaissance regiment. I don't know if it's a regiment. There should be 2 armored reconnaissance units here as well, so we do have a vehicle destroyed there. But the good news is we do have more forces unloaded. Looks like the second group has arrived here as well, which would be the engineers and the additional reconnaissance units. I am moving forces here to take this base as well, the 2 bases here in this area, so we can go ahead and build this area up. They will also be general defense, which would be nice, and over here as well. Ideally, we can keep ahead of the submarines there. I should actually have construction units arrive at Lobland shortly enough, actually. Right, continue to unload over here. We have so much supply here for space, so we are not going to be in danger of running out of supply. It's clear terrain. He had level 2 fortifications last turn. We did shock attack and we actually took it down to 0 fortifications. A few more disabled there during the unloading process. It looks like there's quite a few guns here now due to the amount of men being in there. But we'll get unloaded. Disabled can be recovered on a later date. Yeah, that's the 16th there. So 2 squads there and a destroyed non-combatant. Kind of sucks, but it's not too bad. Engineers come in handy, but just having enough force in that area definitely comes in handy. I think the armor should do us quite good, should do as well. Ideally, they don't have much in the way of actual disruption or fatigue on the unloading there. But they came in at night, so all that matters is that the troops are ashore. So we do have continuing amphibious operations here. Yeah, so you see less coastal guns here. Okay. That's pretty awesome. Oh, with no tail to tell. Oh. I'll get on that. I will have to get on that. Aurora was like one of the games that really helped my channel grow a good long while ago, actually. Oh, so I am moving out the Congo today, by the way. Congo's heading down to link up with the Kilgore track. Still, I'm surprised, actually. I did expect him... Oh, right. Okay, so we do actually see him out here at Talangi, which is intriguing. Interested to see the H6K force actually attacking there. I believe they are sent to naval search. I don't know. That's rather intriguing that they'd attack. Unless there's actually a ship there at Talangi, he might actually have a ship there, which is intriguing. There's only a few tons of supply, and if he takes it, it kind of sacked, but if he's moving in there, it's rather intriguing nonetheless. But we definitely saw a sub out there. So Talangi is looking quite interesting at this moment in time. He might have moved a force in there. We'll see. No, Darwin would be one of those bases where we'd want to take it, but we would then withdraw from the base and would leave it. It'd be good to take to actually reduce the facilities. It'd be good to take to like remove the actual coastal defenses and just anything like that. Take all supply, take all fuel, whatever could take it from that base would be nice. But yeah, holding it, it's one of those things that would be nice, but it's just not worth it. Right, okay. So we do have a fair amount of bombers coming in here. Not seen any key 27s, but, well, I think we'd have known about a threat, but that's actually fairly coordinated there. But that is because more and more are now flying from Clark, which is good, so it's a very short run there. Okay, and apparently only that damage. I can't believe that. Surely not. The thing is with Darwin is he can eventually get to it via land. It takes a while, but he'll eventually get there. I don't think I'd build it up. I'd probably repair it, but I don't think I'd build it up. Oh, here we go. I'm actually flying in here, so we have the Edas and the Sonoyas. What I'm trying to do here, then, is force him to move into combat mode to slow him down, so we can actually have the element of the division catch up and engage him in the field there. So we do cause some casualties there. Should have been doing that last turn. Yeah. I mean, we could leave, like, some sort of skeletal force there. Like a koi, like an aviation koi would be great, because we could have them flown out by aircraft. I guess we do see Key 43 2s, sorry, 1Cs out here. Continuing there with the hits. Not as many hits as I would like. Oh, so we see some 139s. We have apparently every model of Azcona. They still make it through, which is impressive. Okay. I'm actually somewhat impressed by the fact that there's 9 fighters and they didn't get a chance to actually hit in it. I know they came in at 1,000 feet, but I did have some of them actually set to quite low altitude. It's a little bit disappointed, actually. Considering they're actually there. I mean, I know they're coming in at 1,000 feet, but we do have fellows down here at that sort of altitude. That's rather annoying. Shoot one of them down. These 139s are a pain in the ass. So he's going to continue to bomb these guys. We did have 4 zeros jumping at last turn due to the fact that they were set to cap, but I had accidentally left the range on. No losses caused there by the loads, which is not too bad. Okay. Not so bad so far, so it looks like we'll be moving into the air PM phase. We've seen some interesting things, but we haven't seen anything around Australia as of yet. We do have our assets moving north as well. Our Gong class. Interesting. AG. So he has PBYs out that way, it seems. PBY 4 there near Tay. Okay. Yeah, we are building up Ribalta to size 7 airfield. It will take quite a few days. It should take about over a week. Right, so we do have 159s. Ideally, they can actually get in there. Right, looks like we actually get a chance this time. Elements turning back. Those 139s are a pain in my ass. I have shifted the actual zeros to Singapore. I think I did have an op source on the way there, which is a bit of a shame. There's no other bases, really. There's no actual base that had clear weather over it. It was a bit of a problem. But I want to get them moving into Indochina. I want to get them actually positioned in Indochina so we can have 2 Zero Squadrons used against Rangoon and actually have adequate amount of air support in Burma in case we move through the PM there. So, we do see something go down. Torpedo misses the DD there. That might have been our AK that was actually hit by the bomb. That's rather annoying. We do have the Type 95 Modification 2 there. We are hitting the actual submarine. Yep, causes some damage there. There... I don't know. I suppose this is it. He's resisting this landed because he knows there are targets here, but this is it. We should, in theory, have everything landed here, and it looks like she was attempting to go for the Haguro, which is not exactly great. We should soon be able to pull out here. I do have the DMSs, which I do have another group of 4 DMSs moving down from the north to Merrick, but I will likely have those DMSs move there as well. The Thai army, I'm not too sure actually. I don't think I'll be using... Yeah, so she goes down. That's rather annoying actually, considering the fact that we had actual cap and she made it through. A little bit annoying, but not much could be done about it apparently. I don't think I could have stopped that in any way, but I'm surprised one bomb managed to do that damage. But again, I think those 300 kilogram bombs, are they armor-piercing ones as well? Not that they're armored anyway. I mean, we are outside Rangoon. Ah, here we go. I decided to actually stop with the shock attacks because they're not necessary. In this sort of terrain, we'll go with the deliberate attack. So we do see a base force here will be marching north. So obviously that force is doomed there. Should... Yeah, that surrenders because it's just essentially annihilated. They had a chance to win, apparently. Never. Right, so that is destroyed. We'll carry on moving to the north. We are shock attacking the core over here. This is the 3rd new Chinese core. It is in clear terrain, so we should be able to overwhelm it. They retreat this way. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder what the actual terrain is here. I might be able to actually deal a pretty nasty blow against them. So they lose 102 squads there, which is good. A few of their guns. We might chase them down to see if we can actually annihilate them, perhaps. The 21st Chinese Corps is actually weaker than the new Chinese Corps. The 3rd new Chinese Corps is actually stronger than that. 762 to 20 there. They retreat, of course. They retreat over here, which is intriguing. Okay. So we had shock and leaders, we inflict 1,838 casualties, 91 squads destroyed, looking pretty good. 13 guns lost there. I might have them continue to chase down, but I might potentially have them return to Nanchang. We are shock attacking with the 13th Independent Mixed Brigade against the Lusu War area. I'm just hoping it bloody well surrenders. Oh, of course, if it can retreat. Where's it retreat towards? Chuxian. Okay, I can get to it there. It's a massive pain in the arse because it's on the rail line, but I can get to it and destroy it. They are a huge pain in the arse units, those. We have our deliberate attack over here. This is in ×2 terrain. At least it's outside the swamp. I can get a unit moved up there to take care of it quickly enough. So we do have our units moving against the 61st Chinese Corps. We have the 43rd Chinese Corps and the 8th Group Army. But the beauty is, once we're actually out of this hex, we are in clear terrain, and then we are literally one hex out from SunYan. We'll be crossing the river here, taking control of this road here. It's looking essentially great. 459 to 61. So they do retreat. I wonder if the Group Army will surrender. No, they continue to retreat. There we go. Supply issues for them as well. 1,050 casualties, 2 destroyed, 95 disabled, 8 disabled engineers. We inflict 3,153 casualties, 62 squads destroyed, 11 disabled, 79 non-combatant destroyed, and 31 disabled. 9 engineers destroyed, 66 disabled, sorry. 5 gunners destroyed, 5 disabled, 2 units retreat. Only 2 units. So there's 1 unit still here, which is a bit of a bloody pain in the arse then. And we do have our deliberate attack over here, so we do have additional units that have made landfall over here. We still see his units here as well. So we do have more AV. It's still going to be tough to actually take them out, due to the fact that there's still a decent amount of them. But they shouldn't have any fortifications. They're in clear terrain. Ideally, the bombardment caused some sort of level of disruption against them, or some sort of fatigue, some sort of aspect that will make them perform somewhat worse in this battle here. This battle, I don't know if it'll push them out today, which is a good thing. I'd rather have another turn to actually attack them again. But we'll see what the results are. We do have quite a few regiments in here. So we have 16th Reconnaissance Regiment, we have 8th Tank Regiment, we have a 56th Reconnaissance Regiment, 56th Engineer Regiment, our 16th Engineer Regiment there as well. There's a couple aviation corps over here, so we actually do have the aviation support. We do have a 56th Field Artillery Regiment here as well. So we should be able to deal with this. And the beauty is, this is the best thing he could have done for us, actually, to move in towards the beaches. It actually gives us the ability to attack him in clear terrain. It gives us the ability to actually deal quite the blow against his forces here. Well, last turn he came in. It looks like it was in March beforehand. So we didn't win as I thought we wouldn't. Down to level 0. Okay, so apparently they managed to get that fortification in there, but we do have the bombardment, so we'll keep the bombardment going if we can. But yeah, it looks like he was actually trying to post us on the beach. It's not a bad idea, because they did have a relatively large amount of AV. And it did more or less match our forces the turn before. So if we had only the same forces there, they would eventually win, I'd imagine, due to just being superior forces, perhaps. But he is delaying us. But this is actually good, because we brought more forces in, we can cause more damage. So we have 319 casualties there, so very light casualties, 27 disabled, and all disabled, non-destroyed. Very light here, actually, but we have 430 casualties caused, 4 destroyed, 7 disabled, 1 non-combatant destroyed, 9 disabled, 1 engineer destroyed then, 1 disabled, 15 guns are gone, 4 destroyed, 11 disabled, 1 vehicle destroyed there, 9 disabled. So, not much in the way of actual damage infliction, but if you take a look at that, it looks like we had a poor roll, but I do have an actual headquarters moving out to this area here, an actual army headquarters. So we had a poor roll, but that's actually good for us. We have 752 AV here versus his 278, so we will defeat him. And the issue is now we get another turn to attack him potentially, maybe 2. Right, attacking this force over here again. I'm trying to get them to surrender. Yeah, they are out of supplies. We're not taking much in the way of casualties. We're just trying to get them to surrender. Which is easier said than done, actually. And he's actually launching a bombardment attack over here. Wow, okay. Yeah, you can see the actual forces over here. These forces will recover their strength as well. I can imagine their fatigue and destruction will be up there. But we have plenty of men here. The difficulty is that we have them in multiple regiments, which is not exactly great, but they'll recover quickly. So we have 6 allied casualties here. I can see they're 208, 704. Yeah, he's actually done us a favour here by concentrating his forces on the beaches. It means we can actually get to them, we can actually hit them, and we can actually really cause them problems. I was actually expecting a situation where he was actually going to hold out in the mountains, and I'm glad he didn't. He may yet go for that, even those forces being so diminished. If they did retreat to the mountains, or if they were forced to the mountains, it would cause us problems. I'm hoping that he would actually retreat to, like, Batavia, because it would be easy to actually seal him off and Batavia and force his entire force to surrender. But we'll see. We shall see. We do have a tank ashore now, and the additional units ashore, so that's quite good. See you later then, Justice. Have a good one, my friend. We'll not be going on too long here. It's about 20 to 11 right now. So we'll get the main bit done here. Okay. So we'll save it here quickly. Right. 28th of January. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is it. I'm going to clear the Port of Merrick of mines, and then I can go ahead and move another regiment across, and I can move it across another 2 naval guard units, which would be nice. I'll go ahead and take a look at losses here then. So aircraft losses today, so we see a Topsy go down to Ops, which is a shame, a Falio to Ops, a J to Ops, a Catalina to Ops. He loses an A24 to Ops, and a 139 has been shot down. He should have lost more. I'm rather annoyed that we did lose a ship there, considering that it had 9 aircraft above it. But hey-ho. Tohos are nice as well. I do like the Toho. We did apparently take out a sub over here, but I think it's due to the fact we damaged it. But the thing is, these damaged subs, where are they going to go? So we've lost sight of the actual ship out this way, but I do have my heavy cruiser moving out this way. Ideally, we actually acquire it. I mean, we should do. There's a lot of naval search out this way. Would you look at the Congo? I think I saw in yesterday's replay that it was low on main gun ammunition. Oh, we did have it rearmed, I believe. Yeah, she's rearmed. She's good to go. There we go. Right. Okay, so we do have the actual tankers moving into Hong Kong. Hey, doing that, Pino? I know, right? Deserve a medal. Holy shit, there's 31 of you guys. That's a lot of you. Yeah, we do have the tankers moving into Hong Kong, so I will be able to move. I mean, there's 380-odd thousand units of fuel here at Hong Kong, so I'm going to have that shifted back to the home island. Damage subs can repair and sort of buy a few days at best, or go to Perth, Colombo, worse. Well, this is it. I mean, if they're moving out here, they might potentially take on additional damage. We might potentially get another chance at hitting them, but yeah, if they're damaged, it gives another chance to actually sink them as well, which is nice, if they pass through our forces. Yeah, so they arrive back over here fairly safe, and I do have some PBs to actually go ahead and use then for future endeavours. And we have Suzuya, which is looking okay. She's going to have to head back to port at some point in the near future to go ahead and repair, which will be at Singapore. Let's take a look at the state of the men. Yeah, so these forces over here then, they were not actually in the deliberate mode here, so that might have actually contributed. So we'll take a look. So, 29, 30, 33, 19, 26. You can see the new regiments here, which is the 20th and the 9th. We do have a fair old amount of force over here. We do have 3 armoured units, we do have artillery, we have 2 engineer units, we have the COIs here for natural aviation support as soon as the base is taken. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry regiments, obviously with their own guns and etc. So we have here 12,000, which is actually a lot of infantry. We have 12,000 infantry. It's essentially like an overly reinforced division here at this point in time. It's like a division with like a second with another brigade, essentially, near enough. 215 vehicles. We have 11,407 second line, 190 guns, 707 AV, and that will increase as we recover some of these men. Yep. Support is obviously complaining. They complain about our support. They're loading up over here actually, but I'm going to do this as a move with Mogami and Kumano. So I do have a 16th army. I should have had that moved out earlier, but I forgot about it actually. So that's going to be moved out this way as well, having headquarters there. But this is it. We've had 2 days. We've had very low casualties, but the fact is, has he actually moved in additional units there? It's now saying 10. We see 1 unit here. Still seeing 2 units out here. We've seen actual assets over here at Batavia. I'm closing in on Batavia. They're moving slower than I would have thought, which is actually not a bad thing, really. Yeah, so I do need to clear Merrick on mines. And honestly, I was expecting like MTBs and gunboats and stuff, but it doesn't look that bad. If we take a look, we have 27,000 tons of supply here, so we have more than enough supply. The base has 9 airfield damage and 8 port damage, which is good. The good news is they have to repair port and then airfield damage, so that does take it out there into a few days. I can actually go ahead and make that worse by hitting it from the air as well, like hitting the airfield from the air. So yeah, we'll have this. It's working well for us. We do have our paratroopers over here as well, which is useful. No, it's looking good. It's gone differently than I imagined. I didn't expect him to actually challenge us on beaches, but this is it. We have this is like nearly 2 divisions worth of troops there. Once we get a headquarters in there, we'll be looking better, but he can't hold us on the beaches. And each day is another day that his men are hit. I'm somewhat tempted to actually have them just rest next turn and attack the turn after, just let that fatigue and disruption bleed off somewhat. But then again, it might be worthwhile to continue to attack while we actually have them here. I might even go ahead and actually just have these units rest, perhaps. We'll have to consider that, actually. So he did bombard us here. Yeah, preparation experience, so he's in the correct mode this time around. Apparently he did have fortification level 1, but we took that down, so that might have actually modified his chances there. But our adjusted assault was actually really quite poor there. We had a bad roll on that one. So let's see, he has there a decent number of guns, but obviously guns can be of varying calibers. He's lost a few more AV there. He's had more disabled, which is good. 74 disabled is good. He obviously did have a bombardment as well beforehand, which didn't help him out in any way. Which was... I think it was after Manila. No, it was before that, actually. Yes, here we go. So we did inflict 394 losses there. Supposedly could be more, could be less. But you can see there, 1 non-combatant destroyed, 63 disabled, an engineer destroyed, more disabled. 2 guns destroyed there, 11 disabled. So he's got quite a few disabled guns there. It's quite a few. Damaged a number of these aircraft, so those aircraft are essentially doomed. Yeah, looking good there. We hit some of his supply as well, so who knows what sort of damage that might have done. Okay. It's looking pretty good. I'm quite glad that we're committed to this. I think it does make sense to actually have more forces here to allow us to break through. And the beauty is we have a 124th Infantry Regiment here. We have a Yokosuka 4th SLF. We have a Sasebo 3rd SLF as well. So we do have the units to cross over. There's still another 282 AV here. Obviously not all of that AV because there's 18 here counted. But 282 minus 18, and that is what will be going across to Java as well. And we still have paratroopers over here. These guys have been flown in here. And we do have paratroopers over here at Johor Bahru, so we are collecting them together. But I'm not too sure what I wish to do with the paratroopers, actually. We'll see. And we do have Imperial Guard closing in on their destination over here. I did actually go ahead and have some key 43-1Cs actually sent over here to Victoria Point to provide cap. The good news is we have our supply moving in. I could go ahead and actually do with moving some key 43s out here to Port Blair to act as cap. So we see 24 fighters, 15 bombers here. 40 fighters here, so he's actually shifted them, which is really intriguing. That's good. Extreme overcast on the base today. Ideally, he'd lost them on the airfield, but this is it. That's up to his actual amount of fatigue there. That's looking good. Closing in over here. There's only 4 units, which is not too bad. Supply is at 1747, which is what it was at last time. We're at 472 AV here. Once I have enough, like, air covered over this base, I should be able to move on just fine, actually. I'm going to have the Time Forces actually move inland and deal with these bases here. The Japanese forces will be closing in shortly enough. We do have a Koi moving in there towards Mulmian. Once I have a Koi in Mulmian, I can at least have a little bit of a cap there established so I can potentially use it to escort ourselves. Complain about supply over here at Chiang Mai, which is not too surprising considering there's a large amount of units over here. And we have... Oh, that's why. Obviously, with this being a command headquarters, it is going to command more supply. Well, I believe they demand supply to be moved to these bases here, if it's a command HQ. But the good news is it's in position now, so that is going to be helping our abilities out here to help these units out in that area with HQ support. It does allow us to use torpedoes from Chiang Mai if I so wish to do so. We do have a 14th Tank Regiment that has finally arrived in position, so we can have Japanese tanks arriving shortly enough. Looking great. I might just take them off the rail line. Oh, that's a construction unit. Okay, never mind. So I'm still waiting on the other tanks. You can see them unpacking. These guys have started to move out over here. Okay. Maybe it is worthwhile holding off and having them move as a combined unit, but I'm not too sure. I don't think it particularly matters that much because they can be recombined as a move in here. And that'll be fine. We're making good progress. We're just simply awaiting our units to arrive in Burma. Port Blair's been built up. Moved out a couple of units there. I have started the construction of the airfield. 62nd over here, so still some elements of 62nd at Victoria Point. But we have 3,000 supply moving into Port Blair. I might potentially have that. So we have 10k here. I might potentially have that hold off for the time being. The reason being I'm still waiting on engineers to make it to port player, so I might actually have that hold off and actually just link up with the units over here. And once Imperial Guard has taken these bases, we can actually get that in there. How you doing there, Carnage? Good to see that people are still playing this great game. Yeah, indeed, actually. This is a good play by ML we're playing. It's been quite harsh, but we're playing against Admiral Dadman. He is a moderator on the One of Pacific Admirals Edition forum. I'd imagine you probably know about him, actually. So we did have the actual divisions engage here. They're looking fairly well. A few squads disabled. Looking fine. What is the terrain here, actually? Oh, that's wooded rough. That's wooded rough. It's not exactly great. I wasn't intended to do much beyond this, actually, so I'm going to have them return to Nanchang. I just wanted to hit him in the clear terrain if I had the opportunity to do so. So he's here over here, and that is wooded. I couldn't engage there, but it's 3 units, apparently. I'm fine with that. I'm going to have them return over here. That was just an opportunistic attack, and I'm going to have them return there and recover their strength again. We caused a decent chunk of damage, which is quite nice. Right, so we are closing in over here, so we see a unit. That bloody unit there, because it's in such a nasty state. But yeah, this is a problem here, the supply problem. That's bloody annoying, because of that bloody arse on the rails here. I do have the element of the division arrive here. The issue is, because I don't have a unit here now, I might potentially have them fall, well, potentially hit me in the arse again. I think it was worthwhile to have that unit advance there to make sure we could break through. We do have these units closing in over here. We do have the actual main body here, which is excellent, so we will go ahead and order a deliberate attack. There we go. Yeah, and once we get this, then at least supply can potentially move across here. It's not going to move very well due to the fact there's no road connections, but at least we do have supply there. So, yeah, they're going to have that attack ordered. 27th B detachment is going to move back. We are moving along here to go ahead and deal with this unit. I do have a unit moving here. It's a bit of a pain in the arse, but it's not bad, really. I can manage it. Do I actually have mines here at Nanking? Wow, that's crazy. I could do an ACM there to maintain those mines, but I don't know what I particularly do with them. Still useful. Still useful. So I do have an infantry regiment here. We'll have it actually go ahead and cross over. I'm going to have to go ahead and double check and see what the terrain is here. Sorry, what the roads are. I think it's major. No, it's major halfway and then secondary. So I'll have them move in movement mode this turn. We'll have them soon enough. Okay. Still have roads around here, so it should be fine. Bit of a pain in the arse, but it's fine enough. Oh, so we do have... right, so they're in position here. And we do have this element over here as well. What I might go ahead and do then is, to be honest, marching here is marching into his hex. They are 28 miles into that 46-mile journey. Do I even have them move? I'm not too sure. I'd like to stop it from actually moving in here. So I do have 52 AV, 22 AV there. How much do I actually need in here? Only 20. So what I can go ahead and do then is... Oh, you're heading to 8645, which is here. I could potentially have them move onto that rail line there, but they'd have to march unless there's a road. There is actually a road, which is useful. What I'm going to do then is have them march here to the south to make sure that they can't cause me any problems. And then once I get that 20 AV there, I can actually have the other element of the division move down here if I so wish to do so. But what I could do is actually... so we do have the 34th division in place now. But I was going to head down here to the south to deal with those units. I do have that mixed brigade. I don't need any AV here, but I think it'd still be dangerous to have nothing. But I can actually go ahead and have the armoured car company move there. Ideally, that'd be enough to actually prevent them from getting the hell out of that area. I mean, if we're crossing these hex sides, we should be able to prevent them from leaving. So I'd like to surround them and force them to surrender if I can. Right, so we're here. It's a bit of a pain in the arse that we've been delayed, but that's fine. We'll carry on marching north. We know those units are more or less doomed. March to the objective. We are across the river over here as well, so we are closing in there. Right, so I can go ahead and potentially order an attack. I don't know if I want to order an attack as of yet. Maybe. I'd like to get a unit over here first, though, so I think I might wait until a unit has arrived there. They're on the rails anyways, it's caused me problems, but it's not too bad. If I actually... Well, I'm going to be marching this way, actually, so if I march in this way... So I've got control of this hex side. So if I march in this way, we should be fine then. So that's not too bad, we'll be able to manage like that. And I'll wait until I've got the units in place before we actually do engage. I'm sending a unit over here to actually go ahead and potentially deal with this unit, or at least lock it down so it's not a threat. We see him moving forces over here then. So I do have them in combat mode. The issue is they're still unpacking, which is not a good thing to be in. Have them placed into combat mode. We do have level 1 fortifications. This is a times 3 hex, so it should be fine. Likely fine. I don't imagine he has much supply out this way. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a look down here. I'm trying to see if we spot anything. I'm not seeing anything at this moment in time, which is worrying, but it does give us a chance to actually build up the Raphael airfield. So we're only 5% into that, but I don't mind it. Every point we get towards the airfield is good. We are starting to build up now NADZAB, which is good, so we're 15% into this. Mind if I ask how you set up your aircraft production? Current production is quite intriguing, actually. We've gone very, very heavy on zeros. So we have 100... Actually, what I can do is go to the... aircraft replacement pool. Active aircraft. This turn. Yes, so we have 5 zeros a day. We have 4 key 43 4 key 43 1Cs, 3 Jakes, 1 Lily, 1 Dina, 1 Sally, 1 G4. Of course, that's not everything that is being produced. So we have these here as well that aren't being produced right now. I did turn off the G3M2 production, actually. Oh, aircraft not building. Probably not very good. What I'm going to do is actually go back to the industry over here, and then at least I can scroll down slowly. That might, in fact, help out. That might help out. There we go. So we do have a lot of production placed into the zero to begin with, and it definitely is working out for us. It's definitely helping us out to a great degree. Go ahead and check on the R&D while we are here. Not too far from doing the R&D jump, which would be nice. Or at least the first stage of it. Closing another nick, which is nice. Looking forward to having those nicks out there. You're more than welcome there, Carnage. Good to have you, my man. I'd much appreciate it if everybody who is here now, if you're not actually following me here on Twitch, it'd be much appreciated. And if you do have Amazon Prime, please do consider subscribing as a Twitch Prime subscriber. Can't remember what they call it. I've changed the name of it now. But that would be much appreciated. If you have Amazon Prime, that'd be much appreciated, because it doesn't cost you anything, but it does help me out as a content creator, which would be nice. But it's up to you guys. So we do have that here. So tomorrow, perhaps we might... Well, I don't know. We'll see. When we get to the next level there, we should be able to go to the 2A, the Key 49 2A. That should be nice. Start working towards that. Key 83. I think we had about 3 4s or something like that. It's getting there anyway. Making that slow progress. Okay. So 2184 on oil here. We do have a few more oil facilities captured, so we should be quite good there. But no, this is it. Every single turn that we get to build up in this area is well worth it. Absolutely well worth it. Now, I don't have to march down here, but that does make me wonder about Port Moresby. I'd love to actually go ahead and get a reconnaissance flight in there if I could manage it, really. And if he's actually emptied it, that'd be especially nice. Right, so we do have more construction engineers being flown in to... Wow. We're at 4% over here. It's already a level 1 airfield, which is quite useful, so at least we have that. It's going to take some time to build up. Supplies moving out that way. Building fortifications over here in LA. It's useful to actually maintain some engineers here for the time being, until we can get a proper aviation battalion in there. And we do have another 4,000 supply moving into Raphael. So Rabal is at 18,702. It's so stubborn. I want to get that over 20k. Well, we should be there next turn then, actually. So we do actually have... And I do have these cargo here. I'm going to have the actual AKEs actually go back into port. I don't think we need to continue to unload supply from them anymore. And I usually actually still have the AKEs available for use if we need them. So we have 1,800 supply in here at this moment in time. We will have another 4,000 moved in next turn as well. So we'll be at 20,000 either tomorrow or the day after, actually. Probably the day after. Maybe the day after that, depends though, really. Okay. We're going to have transports actually used to pull out these units slowly, so I can have them transferred elsewhere. I do have another 2 aviation battalions coming in, and I did actually purchase 2 aviation battalions over here, which are going to be shifting. I think it's an aviation battalion and a Koi, I can't recall actually. It might be 2 aviation battalions, but I'm also going to have them load supply. They're going to load up a bit of fuel here. The reason why I'm going to do this is it's going to bring about another 15,000 tons of supply down towards truck. I don't think we'll need much more for the time being, or much in the way of large influxes, but I would like to make sure we have supply here at truck, considering that we are going to fill these areas with a good chunk of supply, really. We have 84 here at this moment in time. We have another 400 unloading, another 400 here. Then they're returning. There's another 3,000 coming in here to finish off, and tomorrow as well, which is good news. I'd imagine he's aware to some extent about this, but then again, I'm not seeing. It does make me wonder regarding Port Moresby. Maybe he has abandoned it. It'd be nice to go ahead and actually get some reconnaissance over the top of that base there, just to be able to find out, in all honesty. Right, so we're doing well. I decided to not order a bombardment of Manila this turn. The reason being we have had our artillery forces just taking hits, and I'm not too happy about that. So looking at 32, 32, 15, 15, 12, 2, 4, 26, 10, 14. Those are not bad numbers at all, really. I could potentially order an attack with that, so we're at 1748 AV now. And we have 23 airfield damage. I might give it one more day. It might be worthwhile one more day, but then again this is the problem, we have 2 units at about 30. It's not that bad. I may attack, but I might give it one more day. It's one of those, really. It's kind of that point where it could be maybe about right. We'll see. I don't want to lose too much. I want to take down those fortifications, but I don't want to lose a whole hell of a lot. So I've seen a lot of units over here in Port of Manila. It might be potentially worthwhile to actually change from hitting the actual airfield of Manila to actually hitting the port out here. 23 is pretty good. We don't seem repairing that too quickly, so that works to our advantage. Yeah, closing in over here. So we have the DMSs moving in towards Victoria Point right now. Okay. I do have the other DMS group moving down there towards Merrick, which is good. Okay. So I think if we take a look over here, then, yeah, so it's just supply. I think what I could do is actually have the entire amphibious force retire from its position here. It might be worthwhile to bombard with it like cruisers. Just potentially bombard before we do leave, actually. The beauty of that is, well, yes, it does actually cause damage to the base that we are going to be taking into our possession. It causes damage to his units, and ideally it slows him down. If he has a lot of fatigue and disruption, he's going to take losses. And this is it. It might be potentially worthwhile going and just defending next turn to get that fatigue and disruption down to the other units, and then attacking. Not too sure. The thing is, he's kind of in a tarp at this moment in time, and it's hard for him to move out. But the issue is I'm going to get DMSs down here to Merrick, and they are moving. They're 7 hexes out. They will move 8 hexes, so they will arrive at Merrick next turn, so they can begin to clear the actual base of mines, which is good. I can then go ahead, and while I have the troops over here, I can have them loaded up the 2nd regiment, so we can get a 2nd regiment into Merrick. I've got to keep moving forces into the area. Can't allow him to potentially counterattack at anything like the beaches or anything like that. Can't allow Merrick to be taken back. I don't think there's a danger of that, but you never know, and we can't get complacent. Right, there we go. I'm not too sure if we can take the entire regiment. 3585. I did build this in mind with a little bit of extra. Oh, just shy there. Just bloody shy. God damn it. You're so slow now, god damn. It should be a sitting duck, essentially. I could have fast transport the last of them. Just load all the bloody equipment. I could alternatively take the two SLF units, but I'd like to have the regiments. But then having 2 units might be better than having 1 unit. But that is more AV. We should be fine. Should be able to get all the equipment aboard then. We'll go ahead, we'll load it up. Try and get everything we can aboard. Yeah, okay. I'm just conscious of the fact that, well, there's only 1 unit here, there's 4 units over here, there's 2 units over here. I think he's committed essentially more or less everything he had in that area around Batavia. So I think being able to get in a critical amount of force, to be able to, I mean, if we could actually impose our will quickly, that'd be great. So I think I'll make up my mind there regarding attacking over here at Caljajar, whatever, and Manila. I think I might give it another day at Manila to actually rest our forces. We are ahead of schedule, which is excellent. The quicker we do finish off Luzon, the better. And I think even resting on the 29th of January and attacking then on the 30th of January would still be pretty good for us. I think it's probably worthwhile just to rest, just to give them that time to actually recover. You can see that the 2nd Division's in great shape, 48th Division's in great shape, 38th as well. 21st will need some time to recover. 65th has lost a bit of its AV, quite a bit of its AV. Well, not lost, but it's been disabled. So there's a little bit of time recovering is worthwhile. But the good news is, I'm likely going to have 65th Brigade actually form part of the garrison here for a while, which would be quite helpful. And then what we'll do once we're finished up over here is we'll be marching upon Bataan. I could then potentially spend some time in Clark beforehand, just resting there. I decided to actually keep both units in here, actually. The reason being it gives us 79 AV, it makes it harder for him to actually consider moving to the north or trying to attack us here. And we have ownership of the hex side to the north, we have ownership of here, here, and here. I wanted to move into here, but it's not a full road here, it's only a half road. Which is kind of a pain in the arse. But I don't think it's going to be moving here to Malban. He might... but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he'd be able to retreat it into our base. It's kind of weird if he did. So if I take a look, the zeros out here then. Fatigue is down to 10, which is good. We have 22 zeros in the pool right now. Yes, they had a good bit of rest there. It's complaining about supplies. They don't have access to drop tanks. Not that I really particularly needed it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. We do see a number of ships out here. It's moving ships in individually, which is a pain in the arse. I did try to intercept the AP here with a sub. Didn't go as well as I wanted. And that move there, that's a bit of a pain in the arse. I will go ahead and take that. I don't know why he'd do that. I don't like it. So we're going to be in 79-60, which is here next turn. He's still on this secondary road, but what I'm going to go ahead and do, and I think that's what he was trying to do. I think what he was trying to do is actually move into a position where he could potentially move on Hong Kong. But I have moved an element of the 104th C Detachment, 104th Division in here. And I have moved that element back over here. And an extra unit. Just so we have more AV here. But I'm going to have the bombers actually go ahead and target that unit. It does help to give them some good practice here, which is quite nice. And it also keeps him in position, which is excellent. Okay. That's good news then. So now we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. We did see something around here by Twangi. 476 supply. I wonder why he sent a sub out here. I wonder if he thought that there might have been something lingering there. I am taking assets from Inortok. I'm going to take that supply to... Maybe I'll leave some supply here at Inortok. I might decide against that. Maybe, maybe not. I'd rather not leave it with supply because the thing is I'm not particularly using it right now. I might leave a little bit of supply if there's like maybe like a couple 100 tons or something like that. But I don't want to leave a lot of supply in there because it could always come in here with like a fast transport and amphibious force and potentially take it without us knowing about it. Well, not without us knowing about it, but without us being able to react. I did see a number of ships in this area that I did try to actually find, but looks like bad weather in the area. So I'm only seeing task forces in these areas. We are seeing subs out here, which is at least something. I can work with that. So I attacked over here. Didn't have enough to force them to surrender, so I'm going to go ahead and just rest again. Looks like our engineers have potentially arrived. Well, they haven't arrived yet. They've arrived at the base, but they haven't unloaded yet. I still unloaded the 11th Air Fleet. My god, that's taken a long time. But the good news is we have the 11th Air Fleet in position, which means every base within 5 hexes now has access to torpedoes, which is excellent. So in fairness, I could actually shift out the 23rd Air Flotilla and have it shifted somewhere else. I might potentially have it shifted to maybe somewhere in Java, it depends really. I don't know if I really want to have like Java, I mean Batavia, Surabaya, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, that'd not be a bad position for like an air flotilla, because I'd be able to make use of a couple bases there, but I'm not too sure. Batavia then is not too good, because I do have Palembang there, but I'm not too sure. And I could potentially have like an air flotilla there, but it's not doing me much good, because I don't have a natural base there, so I can't make use of the aviation. But at least it would allow for these bases in the area to use torpedoes, but I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if we need it. It's not like we're defending that area. Right, so Imperial Guard A is 8 hexes from its target. They will move... So they'll arrive there not tomorrow, but the day after. Bit of a pain. They'll arrive the day after as well. So, not too bad. It gives me the ability to actually go ahead and put a cap over them, as I'd like to. I might just have that fast transport moving there. I might just keep that 10k supply actually available at Victoria Point to just be shifted across the roads. I think that'd make potentially more sense. Maybe not. Okay, so it is about 12 minutes past 11, a little bit longer than I actually anticipated going on. But I think it has been worthwhile. I'm sure you guys are enjoying it. I'd be really appreciative if you guys could go ahead and show that support. Potentially follow him on Twitch if you're new. Subscribe on YouTube, etc. That'd be great, man. Thank you very much if you do that. And if you are a long-time viewer, then I don't know what you find entertaining about me. But thank you. Now, looking good. I've got supply not moving across. Why is that taking so goddamn long? God damn. I wonder if it's due to the PBs. So strange. What I'm going to do then is actually just have them here for the time being. Form this into another task force and make sure it's actually loaded, because they should not be taking that long to actually freaking load. Should not be taking that long. Right, dock, load supplies. Dock and just goddamn load those supplies. Like, how freaking long does it take? It's an AKT, sure, but it's an AK. It shouldn't be a problem. Crazy, crazy, crazy town. How are we doing over here to Pramashiro-jima? 84%, so we are closing in on the fabled level 2 airfield. I probably will have them actually made into general defense, in fact. 32 over there, so they're making some progress, which is good. Very good. Right, Kavieng. We are looking at 37% over here, so we'll have an airfield there soon enough. Salamoa would be one, but I'd like to begin building up there. But I still have an airfield, which is nice. I just need to actually get these aviation units into the area. Coins would be great because I could have them flown in, but yeah. I do have the Aoi. Moving into the area down here to Humanis to take that base. I do have 31st and 20th JNAF airfield battalions. They're moving down towards track at the moment, but I'll obviously have them shifted out elsewhere. That unit's moving down south. I decided to actually have it sent down towards Lobland. So I do actually have a lot of aviation battalions down here at Talagi. Yes, they're damaged, but I still have quite a few of them. But I could do with more over here to actually make this area somewhat defensible. I can't have one area impregnable to a degree, but then leave ourselves open over here. This area is somewhat open. I'd like to have multiple bases that are capable of supporting a defense of the area. So that tank regiments, we have 2 tank regiments there. Yeah, that's looking good. The tank regiment should be able to eat that ground up pretty quick. Having a couple of those, about 150 or so AV in the way of tanks would be quite nice. It'll not be tremendously useful over here at Rangoon, but I mean it'd be useful at Rangoon, don't get me wrong. But what we could potentially do is have the tanks actually move up into the clear terrain out here in the north, and against very small units like aviation units, they could actually potentially run rampant, which would be nice. What we do need to do is go ahead and actually try and secure a number of bases. It would be very nice if we could potentially secure. If we could secure points like this, because I do want to prevent any potential Chinese reinforcement of the area. But we'll see. If we get Burma, if we have solid control over Burma, as it looks like we will do, and as we continue our offensive into the north, and we can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, this is the headquarters. Oh no, it's the artillery there. Has that arrived late? That's a bit of a pain in the arse. It's on its own. A bit of a pain in the arse. Do have the headquarters here as well. They're moved in. So they'll be in position next turn. Put them into combat mode. And that'll be quite good because these guys are going to go into onto a deliberate attack here, then, which is good. Which means that they should actually receive the HQ support, and these guys actually should have secure HQ support from this position as well. So I might go ahead and just leave an army headquarters there. One moved up over here would help out here too. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and deliberate attack. I don't quite have enough supply, but I imagine I should probably get enough supply, and even if I haven't got enough supply, they should be able to deal with one crippled unit, frankly. These fellows continue to move. I told them to instead follow the 26th Division. So they've made 14 miles. Yeah, they're beginning to close it in. Beginning to close in. Once I actually can get the armoured car company across here, we should be able to eat up a good chunk of that ground. Now we're looking good. So thank you very much, man, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds in store for us, really. I decided to send these DDs back to make sure we had some proper cover out here, just in case it got smart with his PT boats there, really. But we do actually have our units ashore, and we have now a proper aviation unit established over here at Tete. So what we will be doing then is actually having oil begin to flow, or fuel or whatever, probably oil, begin to flow along here. And once Batan's gone, that means we can actually really accelerate the pace at which we get get oil into Japan and ultimately fuel into the industries. Until next time, thank you for watching. Ayasumi Nasai. Jane, sayonara, and goodbye, my friends. See you next time. Tena Heka Banzai.